Karamo has felt mentally and emotionally abused for years, and he's been advised by his therapist to protect himself and his peace by not attending.
Mental and emotional abuse. It is just he overheard the other gays talking about him. We got to check in with the cast of Queer Eye, the hit television show that's entering its 10th season that I must confess, while I am gay, I'm not a Queer Eye gay, and I've never actually seen an episode. That's not shade. I got nothing against it. It's just not really my thing. Anyway, everything I have learned about the cast of Queer Eye has been against my will, because I find Jonathan Van Ness, one of the main ones who claims to be non-binary and is like super woke and political, to be absolutely mad, mind-numbingly aggravating with his takes and commentary and persona, so I just try to avoid them. But there's a drama that's consuming the internet right now between the celebrity cast in their final season, and I find it so absurd that I just have to talk about it. It's kind of it's like the woke trifecta. Identity stuff is involved, fake trauma and victimhood and BS, and insane out-of-touch celebrity privilege. It's really got it all. So without further ado, I'm just going to set the scene for you and then play you a clip from the Today Show where they were on, and one of the cast members didn't show up. In very short notice, did not show up, and then the hosts explain why. Let's watch.
It's been nearly a decade since Queer Eye first aired on Netflix and instantly became a pop culture sensation.
Well, you're all sitting here holding hands, and I know, listen, people notice that someone is missing. So obviously there are 4 of the Fab 5 here. We received an email from Karamo's assistant this morning, which said in part, quote, Karamo has felt mentally and emotionally abused for years, and he's been advised by his therapist to protect himself and his peace by not attending. But he did send this video. Take a look.
Hey, Jen and Chanel, congratulations on becoming the most amazing duo on daytime TV. I just want to say thank you to all the fans who supported us and rocked with us for 10 seasons. This new season is going to be amazing. You're going to love every minute of it. And just like the themes of this season, I'm modeling what I believe is most important, which I want to remind you all. Love yourselves and protect yourselves. That's why I'm here at home and not there. But continue to watch the show. The crew worked on it and did an amazing job. I want to shout out to the crew. I want to shout out to all the fans. I want to shout out to the executives from Netflix. Thank you for having me for 10 seasons.
Okay. Well, to see that, to hear that, were you surprised that he's not here today?
I think definitely a little surprised, but at the same time, like, look, we're so sorry that he's not here. We fully support, I think, as a collective unit, him taking care of himself. And to echo what he's saying, we're here to honor the legacy of a decade, which is so wild to think about, and all of the heroes that we helped, and to just really put a spotlight on the incredible heroes we have this season in DC.
It is so difficult. I think both of you can identify with when you're on a show and you are just relentlessly working. It is so difficult to center what you need and how to take care of yourself. And he's been teaching people how to take care of themselves on Queer Eye for almost 10 years. And I'm actually so proud of him for centering what he needs to do and taking care of himself. It's not easy to do. That's not an easy statement to make. And I'm really proud of him for doing that.
Oh my God, people are dying. People can't afford food for their kids. And these celebrities are taking space and listening to their therapist to not show up to their one job, which is to sit on a couch on TV. It's really, listen, I try to be a sympathetic person. Wait, why am I lying? I'm not supposed to lie. That's bad. I don't at all. But like, even if I try to be sympathetic, which if I didn't know the context, maybe I could be like, oh my gosh, did something horrible happen to this man? Then maybe I could be sympathetic to all this. But once you find out the details that TMZ has uncovered about what prompted this, you will laugh out loud at how ridiculous it is. Because, and we're going to get to that, but he says he has to protect his peace. And he's been advised by his therapist not to show up for an 8-minute group interview on a couch on Good Morning America. Meanwhile, all across the world, the sun went up and people got up to go work in coal mines and factories. But no, one of the guys from Queer Eye couldn't bring himself to sit on that white couch for 8.5 minutes. It's just kind of wild to me, and it speaks to the celebrity class and how hilariously out of touch and entitled they can be. But then there's this dynamic as well of awkwardness, because the allegations of abuse seem to kind of be at the other cast members, and they're there like awkwardly responding to that and saying they're proud of him, and it's really, really muddled. So I wanted to investigate and figure out what the hell happened here. What is going on? Because this is so bizarre and so strange. But I did get some answers. But first, guys, do make sure to subscribe if you aren't yet. Do hit the like button while you're at it. And do consider becoming a channel member to support my work and my hard-hitting investigative journalism into woke drama on Queer Eye. No, jokes aside, on this show we call out the far left and the far right. This is really easy to blow up on YouTube if you just pander to Team Blue or Team Red exclusively and never criticize your own side. But I don't do that, so I need support from viewers like you. Over 300 of you have signed up. It means the world, and you will unlock access, early access, to full ad-free episodes with no mid-roll ads, so no YouTube cutting in, disrupting. You'll unlock access to that if you become a channel member now. Hit the join button down below or the link in the description. Now let's go to TMZ, because I love me some TMZ, as long as it's not like super serious, because obviously they're not the most trustworthy source in the world. But if it's just drama, they have a talent for getting the scoop. And they claim to have found out what made this Queer Eye guy so triggered and traumatized that he couldn't show up for a TV interview to promote the show that's made him millions of dollars. Let's watch.
TMZ has learned the reason for Karamo Brown's split from the rest of the Queer Eye cast was due to a hot mic moment his mom actually overheard. Sources familiar with the situation tell TMZ that Karamo and the rest of the cast were filming season 10 of Queer Eye in DC, and he brought his mom to set. She was given production headphones and got to watch filming from nearby. At one point, Karamo stepped away from the group during filming, and Tan, Jonathan, and Anthony were actually overheard negatively speaking about Karamo, including criticizing certain lifestyle choices he's made. Karamo's mom heard the whole thing through her production headphones and obviously told her son what they had said about him. Sources say that this incident caused an immediate rift, and Jeremiah Brent, the fifth cast member, is the only one that Karamo seems to be on good terms with, and he's actually the only one that he still follows on social media. This tension all went public Tuesday morning when Karamo was the only one of the Fab Five missing from CBS Mornings. He sent in a video explaining his absence, citing mental and emotional abuse. We've reached out to reps for Anthony, Karamo, Tan, Jeremiah, and Jonathan. So far, no word back, but we will keep you updated.
Guys. Mental and emotional abuse. It is just he overheard the other gays talking shit about him. This is beyond parody. You can't make this up. People have real problems, real trauma, and real abuse. And you're saying the fact that your gay castmates on a show named Queer Eye gossiped or talked crap about you when you left the room is akin to bullying and trauma to the point where you can't even be in the same room as them. Whatever happened to like even an ounce of professionalism or resilience or taking it on the chin and saying, okay, well, you know, I don't like, people have to go to work even if they don't love their coworkers. That's not an uncommon thing, that you have coworkers who are sometimes jerks to you or aren't great to be around, and you have to suck it up and do your job. Why is that too wild a concept for this random celebrity dude to actually go show up for press? Not exactly back-breaking labor or the most strenuous thing in the world. This is the Today Show giving him softball questions about a fashion, I think it's a fashion show. Anyway, I find that laughable, but I actually find it insulting as well to people who've actually experienced abuse and trauma to compare your castmates talking shit about you or gossiping about you to emotional abuse and trauma is just ridiculous. And I'm sorry, but these other castmates must be so PR trained and so like they're very woke and they're very sensitive and touchy-feely. And if I was one of them, I would have said, I find it laughable. He won't show up to do his job. No one abused him. That's ridiculous. An insult to victims of abuse. I find it entirely pathetic. And he's not even living up to his contractual obligations to do media. So maybe the studio should sue him. That's what I would say. But that's why I'm not media trained. And I am not ever going to be in those kinds of positions. I do find it funny, though, how much drama there has apparently been behind the scenes with this cast, especially with Jonathan Van Ness, the non-binary, which is super duper totally a real thing and not at all fake and made up. because I was poking around on this and I found reporting about how he is apparently, because he's got this very, zen, sassy, but like, oh, I respect his truth and his vibes and all this. Apparently, there's reporting that behind the scenes, he is a rage monster and caused fear on the set that he would crash out at people. And I find that hilarious. I mean, it's obviously not hilarious in the sense that it's not cool to treat people crappy and be a celebrity and be a diva. I guess, what do you expect, though? A little bit of victim blaming here if you make a whole show about gay divas. However, I do find it funny because I am convinced that, especially when it's done by celebrities, like confused 13-year-olds on Tumblr is one thing, but when it's done by celebrities, I really think the non-binary thing is like a cynical ploy to like weaponize your identity. Because, oh, well, you can't call the non-binary person mean or a bully. What do you mean? That's a marginalized, you're punching down. Like, I think it might actually be that cynical for some of them, that they adopt these fake labels and identities explicitly to protect them from legit criticism and pushback for their malignant personality traits and behavior. And listen, this is the final season of the show. I believe it's going off air. Again, I have nothing against the show. If people enjoy it, great. But these celebrities do piss me off because they are so out of touch. And then they have especially the politically active ones, like the Jonathan Van Nesses of the world, actually behave like this in public and speak like this in public and are so incredibly out of touch with what real people face. And then they have the audacity to be like stunned that people don't have the same worldview as them. And how could anyone have voted for Trump or not understand that late-term abortion is a human right or anything like this? And it's like, well, it's not exactly surprising that folks like this are unable to understand the perspectives or values of an average American. That's my take on all this. But more than anything, I just found it messy and chaotic. And I thought we could use a little bit of levity this morning with all the heavy news we've been breaking down lately. You guys, let me know what you think of the Queer Eye drama in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed if you aren't yet, and do consider becoming a channel member to support my work. Hit the join button or the link in the description.